call, and because you are a very important part of why I do these calls. So if you are just getting on, please say hi, and I will definitely say hi back to you. If you are wanting to share some things with me on what during the call, please do so as well by commenting below. And so tonight's call will be about making an impact with consistent character, and why character is such an important part of us being able to make an impact on other people. So if you haven't noticed that this week we have been discussing making an impact, and so this is the consistent having a consistent character part. And so today, that's where we will go. So thank you again for being on the call. And so, why is having a consistent character, a good character, important for making an impact? Well, I think for many of us it's quite obvious, because most people are not going to want to follow somebody, or the impact would be much lessened when they hear about someone who has bad character, right? Someone who's not being honest, someone who's not having good self-control, someone who is has a very damaged identity, and they take that identity that's damaged, and they begin to hurt other people because of their own inadequacies, because of their own hurts and pains that they are having. So having a consistent character, if your goal is to make an impact on other people, is very important also in the whole thing. So we discussed why we should make an impact, how we can use our business to make an impact, and tonight it's about having a consistent character. So becoming a person of character is understanding the importance of being vulnerable toward who you are and releasing your pain to God for healing. So if you are wanting others to do the things that you're asking them to do, such as be vulnerable, such as doing the things that you wanting them to do, so there's a success, then you have to be willing to do the same. You have to be vulnerable, because reality is that every leader, every person out there has their own pains and hurts. So therefore, you have to be willing to be vulnerable to yourself, to other people, and also to God. You have to be able to release those pains and hurts that are deep inside, so that you can make a greater impact. You have a very unique story that you can tell other people, right? So as you are healing, as you are sharing your experiences, those would be a great help to those who are also in the same struggles. They may not experience it the exact same way you do, but certainly through your story, they could be inspired to become more. So a damaged character is not only limits your potential, but it can also be used to hurt and damage others and give them self-defeat. So if you are a person who has a damaged character, then, or a damaged identity, whatever, then your natural course tends to be one that's going to be, sometimes without knowing, you're damaging other people. You're saying things that are not polite. You're saying things that are really hurtful, and because of that, those people begin to draw back, from you. They begin to not want to be a part of your group, not want to be a part of your company, not want to be part of your mission, not want to be part of your life, because you are doing things that are demeaning, toward that person. So we have to understand that if we are going to make an impact on other people, we have to truly work on our own character first. So how can we do that? What are some things that we can really work on in our character, in building our character? Well, first of all, we need to make sure that we have a good base for our spiritual growth. We need to have people that we can be accountable to as well. We have to be willing to take criticism from people if we are doing something wrong. We have to be able to listen to them and understand what they are trying to tell us. So these are things that we could do ourselves, so that when we are out there making an impact on other people, that those things we were able to be more effective in our help toward them, and whatever that is, whatever that cause that we are so excited about to make that impact. Many times we really have to work on ourselves before we can really be effective on other people. So I know we discussed this in the leadership a lot as well, so I'm going to go over this similar things here as well. If you want to have a consistent character or be consistent in anything that you are doing, you have to put yourself out there. You have to step forward and begin to do things. And when things get tough and when you feel like you're going to quit, then you have to dig down deep into why you're doing it, why you want to achieve what you're wanting to achieve, why it's important for you to be the most impactful person that you could be for other people. And you do that by showing integrity. You have to be a person of integrity, because if you are not showing integrity, if you're not being a person of your word, then how can you expect other people to believe what you're sharing with them? How do you expect people to really to say, I'm really inspired by this person? So when you have a lack of integrity in your character, then you begin to not allow yourself to be effective, and you allow other people to look down on who you are as a person. Number two, you need to do everything with honesty. So when you're being honest with yourself and being honest with other people, then that also helps. You don't, like, if someone's having an issue and they're bringing an issue to you, it's all in how you respond to things, right? So if you tell the person that they say, I'm really upset with this person, you don't first go after them and attacking their character, right? You don't say, you're a really bad person because you really allowed this to happen. This and that. Oh, this person is such that. No. What you do is you begin to assess, right? So you would say, wow, that's really interesting that you say that. What are some ways that you feel that this is, why you think this took place? And then perhaps what you can do is that you can seek help in this way. Maybe here are some books for you to read to help you with your character, because maybe there's a character flaw taking place that you can really work on. So we have to be honest. But we have to be like I was saying earlier. We have to be honest with ourselves also, because there are many times where we would try to justify our own beliefs, our own behavior, our own reason of not doing something or doing something, and we begin to justify. We begin to say, if only this happened, or if only that took place. So we have to be honest with ourselves and really look at ourselves and I could do better in this particular area, and if I'm going to be that kind of person that's going to have a great impact on other people, I have to be consistent and honest with myself. I have to be vulnerable. Number three, I have to be loyal. Okay, so if we are not being loyal to our cause, if we're not being loyal to the people that we are trying to help, if we are not being loyal to our business or whatever, or loyal to the work that needs to be done to make something happen, then we cannot expect other people to do the same thing, and we cannot expect that impact to be great because because you're not putting the work in, you're not doing what it takes, you are not being a loyal person to them because you gave up. I mean, why would they want to follow you? Because you say you're going to do something and you don't do it. You're not loyal. You say you're gonna that you are their friend, and next thing you know, that you are not so much a friend. So there are certain things that you could do. You have to be loyal. You have to be loyal and to your people, to who you are, and be loyal to the things that you really believe in. You have to be a servant leader. You have to self-sacrifice, because if you're not willing to go out and serve other people, then your impact is going to be much less. If you're one of those who are a self gratifier, like you want all the action for yourself, you're wanting all of the praise and accolades, and you just want to ignore everybody else. You are one who all you do is delegate, but you don't get down and dirty with them. You just kind of, you say, well, you could do this or you could do that, but yet you're not willing to be of help. People are not going to appreciate that very well. So we have to learn how to be a servant leader. It all goes back to being an example for other people. You have to be an example. Your character has to be an example for others to follow, to continue to be an impact for other people. Number 5, we have to be accountable, because if we're not accountable, guess what? People are not going to be accountable to us as well. So we have to be accountable to the people that we serve. We have to be accountable to the cause that we believe in, and we have to be accountable to the action that we have. Number 6, we have to maintain self-control. So we have to be able to, if consistency is really maintaining self-control, right? It's being accountable. It's being one with integrity, knowing that you need to do something, this kind of being honest, being loyal. But you have to maintain self-control. How many times have we allowed ourselves to get sidetracked by being on Facebook or being on some other platform, and we completely forget about our work? I've been guilty of this also, where I would be so focused on doing my job that I forget about this other thing that I need. I get so focused on wanting to be with my family that I forget about work. I get so focused on this, and then I forget the other. So we have to maintain self-control and set limits so that we can have a greater effect on people. We have to, sit down and really plan out our day, our week, how we're going to help people. When are we going to do this? When's the best time for our family? When's the best time for our business? What is the best time for the mission that God has given us? Where's the best time to tone our skills that we need to be more successful? These are all things that we have to have. So back to being accountable, our accountability partners, especially if you're married, it's going to be your spouse. If you're in a business, it's going to be a business partner. So, think of this, that your spouse has a very important role in your life. Why? Because when you are down and out, they should be able to begin to pick you back up. If you fall, they fall. If you fall and are up, they bring you back up. They need to be there to help you, to support you, to help you through whatever you're going through, to encourage you to continue, especially the wives. The wives, you have a very important role with your husbands. Why? Because when husbands are feeling like crap, are they feeling like they are failures because they are not being able to perform to their calling, then you wives are there to help pick us up and encourage us and to continue to uh, say, you can do it. I believe in you, and then that makes the husbands typically that makes the husbands want to work harder and do more for their families. It's all in how you approach things for sure. So these are some of the things that you can do with having the consistent character. The Bible is filled a lot about having consistency. Paul calls us to be steadfast in our faith. When we are steadfast, we need to be steadfast in everything that we are in Christ. We need to be steadfast in our business, but when it comes to business, we have to be able to make the necessary changes that are there. In our faith, if we become so one-track minded that we begin to push people away, then we have to be able to allow our eyes to be open again and see the truth in Christ, because there are many things that we do that we begin to push people away because we feel like we're inadequate. We feel like we are not capable of making that kind of impact. But reality is, God gave you a gift, right? And that gift is the passion that you have to help other people. Whatever that impact is that God has given you, that idea that He wants you to work on, you have to be able to refine it. And then as you are refining it, God is wanting you to use that to further His kingdom, to further and to be a servant toward others, so that others can become stronger. So, we have a twofold purpose with our gifts, to help mankind and to help the kingdom of God. So these are things that you can do. And when you know that what your gift is, you should really focus on that gift. And this is part of having that consistent character. When you know who you are as a person, and when you know where you're supposed to go, then you consistently push through those things, even when it becomes difficult, or you don't feel like doing anything, when you feel like just quitting. You continue to stay the path because you know this is where you're supposed to be. You know that this is your destiny, and your destiny is to be this. And you continue to push through. You continue to be consistent with everything that you are, and continue to push through and do the things that are necessary. So do you have to make changes to your plan every so often? Of course. If something is not working, you have to be able to analyze it and then change it, right? But being consistent with your character, who you are, if there's a character flaw that is taking place, you need to be able to work on that character flaw that you have, and continue to improve yourself in that area. So a lot of people have character flaws. So recognize what your character flaw is, and to begin to turn it around and continue to improve in those areas of your life, so that you have the kind of consistent character that will really be impactful toward other people, especially when you are really trying to make an impact on other people. You should look at yourself and then be consistent in what you're doing. But if changes have to be made, be open to it. Be vulnerable to it. Okay, that's how you become better. So that's all I have for right now. And tomorrow will be another day. I don't know what time I'll be on tomorrow, because I may not be home until 10 p.m. tomorrow. I have an appointment until about 9:30. So I don't know the exact time I will be home tomorrow, but I will do a live call, but it might be a little bit later in the night. So, but it will be there. So anyway, I want to thank you for being on the call and for taking the time to, uh, really gain understanding and really be a part of wanting to make an impact for other people. And if you like what you heard tonight, please share it with other people. You can visit my blog at chadallen.pro. If you want to know more about what I do as a business, please message me, PM me, and I will certainly get back with you and share everything that I do. If you are wanting to know more about the mission that I really believe in, the minimum integrity, destined for honor, keep with me as well, and I will certainly share that with you as well. And together we can create change and make an impact on other people. So I thank you again for being on the call, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay, take care.